I really don't like it. I don't want to put it on. I don't feel for it.
Why are you not in your mask?
Oh, well, what I have learned from the diseases, I think it is better to boost your immune system than to wear mask and other stuff. Because when the pandemic attacks you and you have a very strong immune system, you can defeat the sickness. So sometimes, and some of us, our health will not permit us to put on mask. And be walking. So I think the best thing to do is to take in more vitamin C, lime and other things to boost your immune system rather than to wear mask and other stuff.
Oh, mask no mean to me share. Menya. Mask no dey mean to me share. Yes. Yenkasa. Yenkasa. No dey me diso na mask no dey mean to me share. Me won be kire me. Me shebida.
Like I bread, that's why I'm small, man. Small time I go freeze it back again.
And do you have your sanitizer?
No, the sanitizer it finished now, so I don't look new one by.
Oh, they say 3 hours later you have to remove it and use another. I don't have another one, so I have to remove it.
So you are without it?
Yes.
Face mask, nose mask in the mini.
Oh, I didn't see how. When you be on tour and I say, "Ni boy, Dian," I don't know.
Na me wa hanky to me use na me there. Me there.
But I know what you say, okay.
Oh, we say me did the mom.
Actually, my nose mask, the one that I was having, it's dirty. So when I was coming to circle, I rushed to the pharmacy to get some, but they told me that they are short. They don't have, so I need to just manage and then come. But I'll make sure that I'll stay distant. So even you saw that the place that I was standing, I make sure that I'm distant with them in order to make sure that I'll prevent myself too at the same time.
Okay.
Actually, I had a few of them at home.
Okay.
I use them. I think they are exhausted. So I'll have to make sure I get one from them.
But are they accessible, or do you struggle to get?
Well, my wife is a nurse and she brought me a lot more. So I've never bought one for myself, to be very honest. I'm now going to try to see if I'll be able to do it.
I really don't like it. I don't want to put it on. I don't feel for it. But for the gloves and stuff, I use it. But for the nose mask, I don't like.
Why? Is it that it makes you uncomfortable?
Not that. I don't want to put it on. I don't know why I do.
It just sounds like you.
At times, maybe it's my mind that when I put it on, I took it, maybe it's a fashion or something.
Oh, because I'm safe.
You feel you are safe without the mask?
Yeah, because I'm safe.
But do you have a sanitizer, or you feel you are safe without a sanitizer too?
Oh, I have all, but I'm safe because I can't use it to the mouth. This thing, I can't use it. That's why.
But when more shit, oh, mean to me who says the papa was there, oh, mean to me who said papa was a papa, mean to me
who shall to me home.
Oh, Miss Adam, meet me by more shit. The more shit, and just room we are on Papa Nibina. I will move your mouth, the money I liked. Oh,
now doing.
Oh, what to buy?
What on is saying?
It's 6 cities.
Oh, yeah, Christopher, and the bump near Radi. Woman said, "You power bomb band there by Aliano, Ubena, found because Nippon about or be nice and the amateur Casago, so I will have been Tinian and Recataman. We did you say Radin and Copona? They are soon on their bombing hobby. Into my panish and the idea you might by Gidio and Yakupum, called Nipa the audio race anymore, and wow.
My catcher say about more day in Pana, baby share because we shy boy home by. Well, I didn't know show no smiles. Won't say I was saying boy home by Ariana.
Bana me no monsieur. Tina me.
Won't say I will share so and you're comfortable.
O share so I will break home. O ba o share na kakra na fede ajew.
Okay. Live on your.com. So today is the first day that we were all asked to come out. So and I can see you are preaching. How was the lockdown period for you?
Yeah, it was a nice experience to me, and I think other people. It may not be a nice experience to everybody, but to me, I think it's a nice experience.
Now, the restriction on religious activities, what can you say about it? Do you think it's a right? Because there are people in the market, somebody will argue. There are people at the marketplaces in town. So how much more the churches? What's your view? What's your take on that?
Yes, well, church as in a real sense, it's not about gathering in a building, but church in reality is talking about within, having a nice relationship with your maker, that is within. So without the outward or the physical temple, we can still do church.
Now let's talk about the coronavirus. Do you think it's a spiritual problem?
Well, as far as negativity and positivity is concerned, mostly we mistakenly attribute certain things to the devil. But to me as a preacher, and with my understanding in the scriptures, the devil cannot do anything without God permitting him to do it. I can use Job as an example.
So you think as much as we pray, we are a prayerful country, people should still observe the protocol, social distancing, wearing of their masks?
Of course, without prayer, it's hardly for one to be a disciplined believer or a worshipper. Because every prayerful believer is a disciplined person. You don't violate the commandments and the rules of God, as well as that of the nation. Yeah.
Well, do you have a sanitizer?
No, I don't have a sanitizer.
Why? Why is that so?
Well, this one is a conscience issue. Because when it comes to belief and acceptance of certain things, the conscience also play a role. So with me, my conscience tells me, as I'm preaching right now, I don't have to cover my mouth, else I can't flow. The oxygen cannot flow very well. That is why I didn't use the mask and I don't have my sanitizer here with me. One thing I've noticed is that a preacher preaching in a crowd or among people, there are so many measures you have to take in place so that you don't spit on people when you are preaching. As far as controlling the breath and how to speak in public is also important. So perhaps somebody may have preached somewhere and spat on somebody and they'll use that as an argument that nobody should preach in the buses. But to me, in another way, it's somehow reasonable because it's not everybody that can control their breath rightly in front of people. As I'm preaching right now, you are not feeling any spat or any particles of saliva on you because I've been controlling the breath accordingly.
Me, one thing that's my problem is that as for the lockdown, most of people go to their villages and those kind of things. So now that they say everybody can work, so people who come back to again. So my suggestion was that they was trying to open the lockdown, they're supposed to close the borders so that people who go to the villages, commands and things after they should not come. Then we stay here like maybe 1 week or things. Then after that, they can open. Then everybody should do things. Because now people will come back again. So we don't know who person got that and who was not getting. Because once people where we day here, we know like we are safe. So people too will come back again. So that would be my problem. Okay.